Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we'll be celebrating the dedication and commitment to our senior girls volleyball team and their parents. The contributions of our seniors was most instrumental in the team's success. They have provided us with many enjoyable moments and will be missed. We wish them much success in their future endeavors. Once again, congratulations and good luck. Now for our seniors. Sarah D'Antuono, escorted by mom Liz. Gabrielle Galuzzo, escorted by her parents Rob and Rose and her sister Francesca. Emma Hans, escorted by her parents Ladio and Tracy. Rachel Phillips, escorted by her parents, Anthony and Carolyn. Nicole Taggarty, escorted by her parents, Mike and Lori. Fortunately, her cafe token cannot make it student. Pam Wan, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Phillips. Thank you, ladies. Once again, a big round of applause for our seniors. What a great job they've done. Thank you, parents.
Hello and welcome to another EBTV High School Sports presentation. Today it's girls volleyball as the Bears take on JP Stevens in a Greater Middlesex Conference Red Division matchup. My name is Frank Noppenberger and I'm joined by Mark Mondry. Mark Mondry, as some of you may remember, is a outstanding player for the boys team in the years 03 and 04 when they won state championships, and Mark is currently a social studies teacher at the high school. But before we say hello to Mark, I just want to, again, congratulate the parents who you just saw being recognized and the seniors for their contributions to the athletic program. As I said, it's senior night here, and it's the Bears taking on JP Stevens, and I'm joined by Mark Mondry. Mark, I know you and Coach Rutz and Strauss were talking before about the game. What's the feeling of this game?
Well, the Bears are looking confident going into senior night. Senior night's one of those special nights where you get the recognition of all the hard work you put in over 4 years, and the players tend to really love it.
Right. I've always thought that maybe it's some sort of a distraction. What's your thought on that, not being too far removed from the game?
I mean, it certainly can be, but, they do a really nice job with it. They're classy. It's quick. It's simple. The parents get to recognize the athletes, and then we get on with the game.
Okay, so again, the Bears are in the near the end of the regular season. They're currently 17-4, second place in the Red Division. And Stevens and EB always has a tough matchup, and it's the Bears up 1-0. And we're serving the ball. Serving is Nicole Taggarty. Everything's in?
Yeah, but as long as it comes down on the same side of the court, everything is in play. It's a really sneaky play by the Bears right there.
Okay, I always thought a trademark sign of the Bears is playing defense. We very seldom let the ball hit the floor. Was it like that when you were coaching? Playing, I'm sorry.
That's absolutely true. Yeah, it's something that Coach Russ emphasized day in and day out was, if you don't hit the floor, you're running because that ball can't hit the floor.
Right.
Now, I do want to say a word about this girl, Nicole, who's serving. She has an incredible ace percentage, Frank. It's up over 25%. And the fantastic thing about it is it's not offset by misses. She has the lowest miss percentage in serve as well. So you can see the Bears tend to win a lot of points on their service, just like we started off rattling 3 in a row here in the game.
Okay, he was talking about Nicole Taggarty. Also on the floor right now is number 3, Sabrina Chang. Number 10 is Rachel Phillips. number 26. And it's Sarah Diatuno. And certainly number 3, Sabrina Chang. 0-0. Now, when you played, we didn't have that libero. Is that correct?
No, we did not. Yeah, I played that same position, but at that point it was called a defensive specialist.
Okay, tell us about that as this in-between hits here.
Sure. Yeah, the libero has the freedom to sub in and out regularly without being recorded by the official. Otherwise, you would normally have a limited set of substitutions that you could have.
Right. And I guess it's one of those positions where the kids take a lot of pride in it.
Absolutely. You know, the people that generally play that position, like myself, we call ourselves a little vertically challenged, Frank. We're not too hot up in the front row, but it very much is a position of leadership on the floor where you're doing a lot of the communication and, as you said, the defense, which the Bears do take a lot of pride in.
Right. Okay, that makes it 5-3 in favor of the Bear. And again, this is senior night, and to reiterate, I'm Frank Noppenberger, and I'm joined by our special guest, Mark Mondry.
That was a fantastic set there. Emma with a very, very nice pass and a beautiful swing.
Sarah has really come in her own this year as a player. And you know, I don't get to meet the girls as much, but I had a nice conversation with her during our cancer game the other night, and what a sweet kid.
So what you're going to see all night is that the Eagles offense is going to run through number 10, their opposite hitter.
Right.
She's very tall, very athletic, and really hits the ball down hard. But you're going to want to watch how the Bears going to...
Stevens, it's a little different setup.
Correct. Yeah. The Bears are going to try to spread the ball around. They're going to try to use some deception in order to escape some blocks. And then, as always, play hard defense.
Well, they seem that the Hawks there, they seem to have a little more height than us. But again, defense wins championships. And Coach Strauss and Rutz, and that's something they've been emphasizing for years. As a matter of fact, this is Coach Strauss's 8th year as head coach, and in those 8 years we have 5 division and 4 conference championships under her reign. That's pretty impressive.
It sure is. That's a fantastic pass.
Boy, Sarah's just smacking that ball today.
Absolutely, yeah. And you're going to see the Bears do feed that outside hitter as much as possible, particularly when when the pass comes off the net and you can't get a quick one ball to the middle.
Right.
You're going to send that ball outside so Sarah can hit that down.
Now, Sabrina, she let that go. Shouldn't someone be communicating that to her, or is it just too fast to happen?
Yeah, I mean, there are always judgment calls around the outside of the lines. Coach Rutz generally preaches a philosophy of if it's close, you play it. And that was just a miscommunication there, I think.
Right.
Seeing if you notice there, Frank, there was a really tight pass to the net, and you got the nice setup for Gabby in the middle.
Right. Well, he doesn't seem to be subbing as much as he has in the beginning of the year. I think what we're trying to do is get ready for that tournament time, which, believe it or not, is going to start on October 20th. That's the first round of the GMCs. The seeding's at the end of this week, and like I said, I see as being number 2, seeded number 2. Gotta say, a lot of spirit on both sides. Bodies flying.
Well, that's what you like to see, right? So if you see that call there was a double hit.
Right?
Yeah. The middle went up with 2 hands instead of pushing it.
Bing, bing. But
Exactly.
Mark, aren't they allowing more to go on now than when you played? Everything
Absolutely.
from carries, from pushes to double hits.
Yeah.
What is your thought on that? Why is that happening?
Well, what you're seeing is an evolution of the game. You're seeing a lot more beach play, and so a lot of the rules on beach are less rigid than they
A
are on
nice play
girls.
by 21. That's Emma, and certainly Rachel got up there for the, I believe it was Rachel, yep.
Yeah, very smooth block. That's a fantastic serve by the libero, Pam Wang. You'll see her back there early and often
Right.
serving.
And it's a good timeout by Patty, their coach. It's 12-7. See, I always think in the volleyball, you wait too long to call their timeouts. See, and I think it's too late then, but I think she saw this getting away from her, so she called that timeout.
Yeah, I think that's right also. And, having about 8 years ago gone to the rally scoring, I think you really need to call those timeouts earlier.
Now, when you played, was it rally?
My senior year, we transitioned to these rules.
Right.
Except we played best of 5, if you
Right.
remember.
I do.
And so
I
we
was
had
involved in all that.
some late nights back to school.
Right. Tell us real quick, the audience, the difference between the rally scoring and side out, what it used to be.
Yeah, so side out scoring was if the other team served and you scored that point, you didn't register any points on the scoreboard. You just now have possession of the ball.
You won the serve.
Exactly. And then once you're serving, if you win points there, then they get registered on the scoreboard.
So, Mark, that's one of my favorite trivia questions. What year was that? 04 is when it... No.
03 was the last year of rally scoring.
03 in the spring was the last year of rally scoring.
Correct.
Okay, so we're back, and it's 12-7 Bears.
That's a really nice float serve from libero. Very close to that back line. Great hustle from both teams on that play, Frank.
13-8. That's a nice cushion, and you just want to take that all the way through the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's serving. That's Nicole Taggarty again.
Right, she's without question our best server. And you can see where a lot of the serving nowadays ends up being jump serving, and you want to get that nice down spin on the ball and top spin. But if you watch her serve, it's actually different. It's a flat serve. And so what it'll do is it'll move around in the air as it's going.
It's like a knuckleball is what I call it.
Exactly. It's incredibly difficult to pass accurately. It's a really good hustle there by Sarah to try to get to that ball.
Yeah, Sarah, like you were saying before, Rudd says play it, play it, play it, know.
Exactly.
And in a minute, I'd like you to explain to the audience the lineups, the different lineups, and where you have to be before the serve and then at the conclusion.
Sure.
Boy, you heard that from here, that double hit with the finger.
Slight miscue. And so what you're seeing right now from the Bears is what's called serve receive. They're not in their ideal positions based on the force rotation. And so they position themselves around the court so that their best passers are passing the ball at all times.
Right. Which is a defensive move, right?
Absolutely, exactly. So like you see, for example, number 3, Sabrina, she doesn't have a shank on a pass all year long. And so you want her passing every serve she can.
Right.
Great block.
Nice block there.
A little miscommunication on the Hawks side.
See, this may be one of our better teams. It may not be. We may not win any titles, but I don't remember a group of girls getting off the floor as quick as these girls.
Yeah.
And they just seem to get up the floor, off the floor quick for those blocks. And what a great bunch of girls. I mean, winning helps, obviously, but they're very happy together.
So again, what you're seeing is they're really pushing the ball out to number 10 wherever she is on the floor. She's hitting outside. She's hitting opposite back toward us. And so that's what you see. The Bears blockers are keying in on her every single time.
Right. And, and that's good strategy. It's like taking the running game away from someone or the passing game, I imagine, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, you always want to force them to the second option.
Now, Mark, been watching volleyball since they started here. Nothing drives me more nuts than hitting the ball into the net. Is that just lack of concentration?
It really depends on the situation. You'll see the way that, for example, that serve's hit so hard, and you really are looking to get it just over the net and have it drop right in. So, you're constantly tiptoeing that line of...
But should the score dictate the type of serve? You take some off of it just to get it in?
No doubt.
Or do you give the other team too much of an advantage by serving it easy over there?
Again, it really depends on the other team.
Right.
But in this situation, you're up 7 points. I don't mind the Bears being pretty aggressive with that.
Right.
Whereas, on the other hand, I would be really careful if I were the Hawks to get these balls in and make the Bears play them.
Right, and that's, I'm sure, what Coach Savage is talking about. Mm-hmm. To herself, anyway. Okay, Sabrina's serving.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the girl, you were talking about, the big kid.
Mm-hmm. And so she's going to be the challenger all night long.
Okay, number 13's in the game. That's Gabby Galuzzo.
Mm-hmm.
Nice defense on their part.
Very good. There's a free ball, so we should really get a very strong hit off this, probably out of the middle. There it is, Gabby Galuzzo. Oh. That's a good effort. Hopefully what you see now is the Bears go on a run, though. So you use that star hitter, number 10 is in the back row.
She's going to be in the back, and that's what you want, right?
Right. She's not eligible to get up here and start pounding balls again.
Correct, up to the net, in other words. Pretty good serve.
Yeah, and an excellent get. You see, they're even going to force her in the back row. And so when you're a back row hitter like that, as long as you're behind that 10-foot line, the green line in the middle of the court,
the little green line, right?
You can get up and swing, yeah. But what that does, it just shows a lack of confidence in the other players on the team, unfortunately.
And I guess it's a tough thing as a coach, go to the same person all the time. Oh. But
it's a rare
Coach
miscue.
Mondry said it's okay to be aggressive when you're up big. So it's 21-15, as you can see on the screen, the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
This is senior night for the Bears. A very special night for the EB athletes. We've been doing senior night in all sports for the last 25 years. And I think it's a great thing for the parents and certainly for the kids. And then afterwards, there's, a food and a little get-together up in the cafeteria. Now, how many timeouts they get a game, Mark? 3?
Should be 3, yeah.
Now, why didn't she, in your opinion, I'm not criticizing the coach, why wouldn't she used it before?
Yeah, it's a great question. Certainly right now, there's really no reason not to.
Well, or no reason to, unless, well, because you can't take them home with you. So, right, what you're saying is you might as well use them.
Exactly. All right, feed that middle. There you go. And so you can see that I'm calling for the ball to be fed to the middle, and you get that really nice pass. Very difficult to defend that very quick set.
Well, that's the first game, and I don't know. Did the Bears make many mistakes? They had a couple of bad serves, a couple of hit-ups, but I thought they played a very good game team-wise. What's your thought on that?
Absolutely. It was very clean. You could hear the communication constantly coming actually from both sides.
Right. Actually, I thought they were more verbal. It just seems that our kids know our kids so well. There wasn't a lot of that chatter where it Stevens seem to be doing a lot more of it.
Well, that's what you get from playing year after year after year together,
Exactly.
and they're playing in the clubs together also, and so.
And you know that's the way Strauss and Rutz run their practices, constant communication.
Absolutely.
Mark, as I look across the bleachers, tell the audience about that little dent on the bleacher over there, right at the mid-court line. Is that true? Is that true? Isn't that right? Who is that? That big game?
Yeah.
And you went diving, and actually I think there's still some mark over there. It says Mark Mondry was here.
I would be surprised if I didn't leave some DNA on that bleacher.
Well, for the audience, Mark was one of our outstanding volleyball players, as I said, in 03 and 04. Big game like this, and he went diving after the ball, and if my memory serves me correctly, he did get it, and he banged into the bleachers and then jumped up right after that. I mean, didn't even hesitate to get back in the game. And some wise guy wrote in the bleachers there, Mark Mondry was here or something. So every now and then I look over there and I think of you. But it's great to have you back at East Brunswick.
Thank you, thank you.
It's great to see you getting involved, helping us out with volleyball here.
It's absolutely my pleasure. You know, when you go through a program like this and you're so close with, you know, the coaching staff and even the fans, it's really nice to be able to come back and give back to the program that gave you so much.
All right. Now, when was the first time, for our audience, when was the first time you touched the volleyball?
It was at 9th grade, actually.
9th grade?
Yeah, my coach, Coach Rutz, came down to our basketball practice, actually, to come recruit.
And what happened at basketball practice?
Well, he basically challenged us to come out and beat him on the volleyball court. You know,
Right.
we think we're tough guys. Basketball, you know, it's known as a manly sport.
Right. And that's when you jumped into volleyball, and you 24/7 all year, summer leagues, going up to the Warren League and then down the beach in the summer.
Yeah, you got it. That sounds like me.
And is that what we have to do now to be competitive and to be good?
Yeah, you know, volleyball is very much still an up-and-coming sport in New Jersey. And, yeah, you see it year in and year out. The most committed teams that are playing year-round now, those are the teams that are perennially competitive at the state level. And so, unfortunately, you know, we don't have a really strong middle school program, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, whereas other districts, you know, these kids are playing 7, 8 years.
Yeah, some are getting there. We're getting a township rec league now, like travel, getting that going.
Right.
But if a young man, 4th, 5th, 6th grade, wants to get involved in volleyball, what's your suggestion real quick? Camps?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and there's lots of stuff that's growing now in East Brunswick. So I was talking to Coach Strauss, actually said there's a new club called Helios.
Correct.
That's being run in town. And that would be the first place I would go. If they're not going to take you at that age, they can certainly direct you to the right resources.
No, I've met the directors, and they want to get involved with us. They want the coaches involved, and I think that's going to be a plus for the entire volleyball community.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know if you've taken the trip up to Warren, but that's a trek.
Oh, I know. No, I haven't been up there, but I drove past it, not for volleyball. And people have pointed that out to me. So we're ready to start the second game here again. This is, as we point out, the best of 3. 25 is the game, win by 2. And it's the Bears taking on the J.P. Stevens Hawks in a Red Division matchup. And it's senior night. And Mark, you want to give us the starters out there real quick?
Yeah, it looks like that hit was just from number 10, Rachel Phillips. We've also got the other 5 are still in the game from before. Really, really nice play there by the setter. You know, she went up and actually challenged the block.
So at libero, we got Pam. And then we got number 21 is Emma. Number 3 is Sabrina. 26 is Sarah. And as we pointed out often, Nicole Taggarty may be the most often mentioned name today. And when we get a break a minute, tell the audience about subs. How many times you can come in and out of the game, because that's always confusing to the parents.
Sure.
Look at that play. And we kept it alive.
Wow, very nice.
And the crowd appreciated it. Okay, Mark, so tell us about that substitution real quick. You can come in and out.
Right, so with the exception of the libero, those are the ones in the different colors. You know,
Right.
They have free reign to sub whenever they want, wherever they want in the back row. You have a limited number of substitutions, and the way that you use those subs is also limited. So, for example, you can't sub in and out your best hitters if they stay in the front 3 spots all game long.
Right.
You know, everybody's got to play everywhere, and so what you end up seeing are, you have big middles who are really aggressive in the front line and struggle in the back line, get substituted out for people that are more defensively oriented.
Correct. Well done.
Fantastic ace. And you hear the classic ace chant from the East Brunswick Bears.
The other thing, it's a tie game, Mark, is free. What I know it. I mean, we all know what it means, but maybe for the novice out there.
Sure. Let's just see how this goes in first. Very nice. Another ace. And actually, speaking of that, it is an ace in volleyball if it's only one touch. It doesn't have to just hit the ground. So if you got a pass and someone just shanks it off to the left.
That's called an ace also?
Correct, yeah.
Oh,
so this
boy.
is 2 aces consecutively here for Emma.
Never knew that.
Yeah.
Where in tennis, it's a little different.
Correct.
Look at that. It all dropped. Did you hear 3 people right there on that ball?
Exactly, yeah.
I just think we read the ball pretty well.
Yeah, and you know what? That comes only from experience. Just lots and lots of hours logged on the volleyball court.
All right.
It's a nice swing. So Frank, back to that free ball concept.
Right.
You hear the girls yell free really loud. What that means is that we're going to get a very easy sort of lob ball over because it's the last hit and they don't have a really good shot at an aggressive hit.
Correct. And that's just a way of communicating, like it's a third hit, get it over. Correct.
Right. And more so even for the defending team, what happens is the people that are up blocking, they drop off the net so that they can already be ready for their approach.
Correct.
So you get a more cohesive and actually quicker attack off that free ball because of that quick transition.
Because they know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
Okay, this a little bit of a different game. It's 5-all here.
Yep. And you can see East Brunswick's going to constantly rely on Pan, their libero, to give them that clutch set, that clutch pass right there off the top serve.
It's like the point guard in basketball. You want that person to have the ball and set up everyone.
Exactly.
You know, it's amazing those that think volleyball, you just sit in your little spot and you play there. You can just watch the movement on every hit, on every play.
Yeah, absolutely. And thankfully, both of these teams are pretty advanced, so you're not seeing any serve-receive errors. But you have to be very careful about your position or you'll lose the point. They'll just call it on you right then and there.
Exactly. We've lost that in the past. And believe it or not, most of the time, it hasn't been our fault, but maybe the referees misinterpreting the rule. But let me tell you, Lutz and Strauss, coaches Lutz have been around a long time, and they know what they're doing.
Absolutely, they do. And see, here it is. She's getting a lineup check because we want to just make sure that everybody's in the right position. Because if the wrong person goes back and serves, it's an automatic point for the Hawks.
Correct. The referee is discussing, I guess, the substitution here. Bears are up 7-5. And Sabrina serving. Good read off the wall.
Very nice. That's an incredibly difficult ball to set cleanly, and Sarah did it perfectly. Excuse me, Nicole.
Right, but that's right. You know what I like? She hits it out and they smile afterwards. I mean, you gotta love that.
Very supportive team. So this is a free ball right now.
Right.
So you see our hitters have already transitioned off the net, and so hopefully, there it is. You get the hit we want. We want that middle getting the ball. So Gabby took a good swing at that, unfortunately. Didn't go down.
And of course, Coach Strauss is, telling Gabby, I think she was saying you got to get closer to the net.
Correct.
But
That's a fantastic pass. And so if you saw, that pass from Emma was so good that Nicole was able to push the ball out really quickly to the outside, and the block was late.
Right.
And so she was able to get a free swing down.
Boy, Sarah's really smacking the ball today.
Mm-hmm. You see, so that hit right there, 5 years ago. That's
Yeah, I said the same thing to myself, Mark. Now, why is that good, Mark?
Yeah,
But,
I mean, really what it is on the beach that people pass with their hands all the time. But, when I was playing, really, there were very, very few people did that. And actually, whenever they did that, you did one of these. You covered your eyes and, oh, no, please don't get called for it.
Exactly. It's almost like the carry in basketball now.
Yes.
You watch that at all levels.
Exactly, and to start palming the ball. It's the same exact
Palm,
concept right here.
Well,
Yep.
you're a little too young for the expression palming, but that used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that makes it 9-8. Bears serving.
Mm-hmm. And so you see Emma just moved up to the front row a couple points ago, and this is really where we have our strongest offense.
Oh, nice play.
Wow, very deceptive, especially.
Now, is that a call or a read on her part?
That's 100% feel by the setter.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember Greg Hunter. I'm sure you do.
Yeah, we won a championship in him doing that, right?
Yeah, he used to love doing that.
Right. Remember him doing that over at South Brunswick.
Absolutely. Another great serve by the libero Pen Lang. You'd like to see the Bears go on a little run here now, up 3. And
timeout.
There it is.
She heard you. See,
Yep.
She wouldn't have called that timeout if you didn't say that.
If I got to talk a little bit lower, we'll see how it goes.
So now it's 11-8. This is again his senior night. Bears won the first one. I thought they pretty much dominated that game. And I think it's important to put them away. You can't let that underdog think that they can play with you.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Actually, my last year in 2004, we played a team who we thought we were much, much better than in the state final. We swept 2 games very quickly and then let them come back in.
But wasn't that the infamous fire alarm too?
It was.
Right, remember that?
I sure
They cleared
do.
everybody out. And I'm going to think of that opponent in a minute. Fairlawn?
Yes, that's it. And they played incredibly strong defense against us.
Right.
And they just clawed back into the game. And so we went to a decisive short 5th match.
Right.
And thankfully we were able to come out with a W.
Yeah, it's a fire drill. Middle of the game, everyone had to clear out. Now, did you ever play in the barn, or your games always at South Brunswick?
Yeah, no, only in South Brunswick.
Because we used to do the play at the barn, the old Rutgers barn.
Right.
So it's 11-8 now in favor of the Bears.
And there it is. That's so crucial to get that first serve back in and keep the pressure on.
You know me, get the serve in all the time.
I mean, after you get iced by that timeout, to come in and force them to play that ball.
Plus, it was a very good serve, I thought.
Absolutely.
Credit them. They had a nice set, nice hit. We didn't have anyone going up to the block.
Yep. And that's the problem, is if you don't get that block set, the passer, Sabrina, in that point, doesn't really have somewhere to get situated. Normally you want to be just outside the block, so whatever gets outside, you're waiting for it. It's too much ground to cover, though, if you don't have a block up. A very nice swing from Sarah in the back row.
What was your reaction to if I said that the girls volleyball everywhere has improved since you were in high school? Isn't it amazing, the level of skill?
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Oh.
It really makes the game a lot more fun to watch.
I mean, girls volleyball used to be, hitting back and forth, back and forth. Now we're getting a lot of power plays, 2 hits, 3 hits, and the girls everywhere have been committed to volleyball, and it's really taken off in New Jersey. Nice defense on their part.
Very nice.
All right, that was a good idea by Emma, trying to go down the line.
And that's actually much more difficult to do than hit it across the court.
Oh, absolutely. Because you got that short boundary.
Right.
A lot of finesse involved in that.
There's some really good communication. The setter couldn't get to the ball, and you still get a nice attack on it. There's a point. That puck's in the net.
Okay, that's Emma serving, and the Bears are up 14-11.
Emma also very rare with that miscue. Under 20% miss service.
Well, if you saw Coach, just as you demonstrated before about snapping your wrist down, that's exactly what Coach Strauss just told Emma. Good defense, guys.
Very nice. And look, I really got to commend Emma. Not only did she have a great pass there, but then she went and covered that hitter.
Right, I saw that. And, their number 10 did a good job jumping up there and trying to.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the first serves we've seen from Rachel Phillips today, and that was pretty darn good.
Right.
Yeah, very difficult.
Could have been out, I don't know. Okay, what is Coach Strauss telling her now? Probably just get the serve in or what?
Yeah, that would be my guess, is that I think Coach Strauss understands that, we're a stronger team fundamentally and that we don't want to be giving away points.
Right. All right, now if I'm Coach, I'm throwing a timeout right now.
I totally agree with you.
Because you can't let it get much further, right?
Right, if you wait till 22, you put yourself in a position where you can't afford to make a single mistake.
Right.
Great defense. Setter's out.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we're just all over the place. All right, let's try to do a little dink. Do they still call that a dink?
I don't know what you call that, Frank. I think you just call it a mistake and you move on to the next point.
I thought you tried to dink in it.
And you saw actually the very capable hand of Sabrina Chang there. Now, she doesn't often get to set because Nicole is just so good. But you see she's more than capable of putting the ball where it needs to be. And you see the bright future next year. Sabrina's only a junior.
Right.
And so she'll certainly take over for Nicole as the setter in the 5-1 formation here.
Good block.
Fantastic block by Gabby.
Oh, she's all pumped up over that one. Okay, there's the timeout.
Yeah.
6-point difference. Not as bad as I thought, I guess.
No. There really is very few things more energizing than just blocking somebody straight into the ground.
Right. Isn't it? I mean,
not that I can say that from experience very often, but many of my teammates, there's nothing more exciting. Just shutting somebody down like that.
It's like blocking someone's shot in basketball. It's
exactly.
And then as a player, then you second-guessing yourself. You're thinking, is that person going to be there?
Yeah, without question.
Very seldom do we take that full minute, for the timeout.
Well, not right now. We're trying to push the pace.
Exactly.
We're feeling good. We're playing well.
Well, I think a lot of it is we're so well coached for the guys and girls.
Absolutely.
That, he just has to explain keywords, statements. They know what they're talking about.
Yeah, it's a concept in coaching just like a concept in teaching. Economy of language.
Exactly.
The less you say, the more people hear.
Well, because if you keep talking, they're going to, like people are tuning me out right now,
I think the refs are being a little bit lenient right now on the Hawk setter.
Yeah, nobody liked that call.
No, Coach Strauss is not happy, and you know what? She's got a point.
Right, and he knows it, and that's why he's not making eye contact.
You know what, though? Great teams overcome stuff like that.
Right.
And so you'll see the Bears will just come right back, and we'll get a great pass here.
Well, you notice the kids didn't even bat an eye.
No. And that's coaching.
Right.
You're taught that.
Good.
Now you see Coach Tauscher just beckoning Sarah to move back. She wants her to be a little more aggressive with that serve.
Ooh, she wasn't real happy with that serve, Sarah. First time I didn't see a smile from her.
When you get to this point in the game, sometimes those mistakes, they weigh on you a little bit more mentally because you know you have very few opportunities to make up for it.
I just like the competitiveness that I saw in her.
Fantastic pass. Get up.
Good play.
Very, very nice. Emma with a
Good
big hit.
timing there. Good timing.
Yep.
And Rachel comes up back in, and Gabby steps out. A couple nice plays in there. The camera didn't catch it, but Gabby went up and down the bench there, high-fiving or high-tenning or whatever that is.
And you can see when you look down the Bears bench, they're really enjoying the senior night. They're savoring this moment, as they should.
Well, you know, sometimes you're lucky and your senior night opponent maybe isn't a strong opponent. And you have the luxury of relaxing a little.
Right.
I mean, this could have very easily been a deciding factor in the division championship. Ooh, right.
You and I both grimaced when that ball
How many
came out.
hits is that?
Yeah. Actually, that was a legal play because the Hawks blocker got up and touched that ball.
So that didn't count as the hit.
Correct. Yeah, so when she goes up and blocks it, actually resets the counter.
Right. That was a big point because that could have been 22-17.
Yeah, big swing.
Look at Stevens, though. Stevens girls are in a ready position the whole time. They're not
never giving up.
They're not giving up.
Ooh, very, very close. So what you'll see most of the time from the Bears blockers, you look at the thumbs up and their hands will be outside the hitter. So you don't have that happen. When the ball comes off soft like that, that's when it goes out of bounds.
Okay, so the thumbs are up and the palms are pointing down. Right?
Correct.
Ooh,
fantastic
nice defense and a good hit on the girls' part.
Yeah. And a nice tip.
Oh, I love that finesse stuff. Now, that was a great read.
Very much so.
And the audience appreciates that. So it's 24-17 here. The second game of 3. The Bears taking on Stevens.
Here comes that free ball. See, that's going to be out of bounds.
Right.
It's the roof and goes over.
It came on our side.
Correct.
Well, that's it. It's what a great special night. I don't know, can you say great and special? What a special night for the seniors, and we'd like to wish them luck. Upcoming dates for the Bears is, I know we have a game Wednesday, and we're hoping to televise that game. But GMC starts on the 20th and the 23rd. The semis are the 25th, and hopefully we're going to Stevens on the 27th at noon. And I see it being the number 2 seed. Then right after that, Mark, it starts the state tournament. And historically, Middlesex County isn't real weak, but we played the Livingstons and the Bridgewaters tough. I know when we went to Bridgewater, coaches weren't happy. Bridgewater is one of the better teams around. But we took, I believe it was a 3-point game, and the score was closer than you would think. But anyway, any reaction to your Bears? Is the first time you saw our girls this year?
Second time, actually. I've been out a couple weeks ago just watch them play.
And I just was so impressed with the teamwork that our kids had, and I don't know, did you see many forced errors on our part?
Yeah, very few unforced errors. That's
yeah,
right.
unforced is what I meant to say.
They played a clean game, and like when they're looking forward to the state tournament, we may not have the most athletic girls, the biggest, the tallest, but they could take this game anywhere.
Right, I think we're in a rhythm. So I want to thank you. behalf of the athletic department for helping out right here
Anytime.
and helping us get this game on TV. So from Mark Mondry and Frank Noppenberger, thank you, and go Bears.